Hello, this is Stephen Whitfield, a drilling contractor here from the 2022 IADC Drilling Onshore Conference in Houston, Texas. With me right now is Ian Macpherson, equity research analyst at Piper Sandler. He just gave a presentation on the energy markets, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. Ian, thank you so much for joining me.
Happy to be here. Thanks, Stephen.
So you made a few interesting observations here on this panel today. One of them about the oil price. A very optimistic view about the oil price. We've seen it go up quite a bit in the last year or so. You're saying that Piper Sandler sees oil price staying at around $100 a barrel, WTI, up until 2025. Can you sort of talk about that a little bit? Why do you have this projection?
It's the consequence of several years of severe underinvestment in the industry coming to roost, and we had uncomfortably tight balances and inventory levels coming into this year before the Ukraine invasion. And now that we have fundamentally redirected the growth trajectory of Russia from steady growth to what's likely to be enduring secular decline, that presents a supply gap that's going to be very difficult to contend with. It's going to be hard for short cycle shale production to match and transcend. So our view is that supply demand balances are going to be uncomfortably tight for years, not for quarters, as a result of industry underinvestment as well as geopolitical shock.
You also talked about land rig count. You had said that previous projections of where we're going to be with rig count are a little bit quaint right now. You had projected hovering to around 700 by the end of the year, and we're already kind of there. So you're saying 800. So where are we going to go now? Where is rig count going to go?
I think we have to be humble with our forecasting based on past performance, and we don't try to look beyond maybe 6 or 7 quarters at most. The ascent towards 800 rigs for lower 48 is more or less in the bag. I think the debate is whether or not we get there in the back half of this year or next year. The world is calling on as much growth as the U.S. can throw at the problem. The difficulty we have here is that we're running out of service capacity. We're running out of everything. At some point, probably not much higher than 800 rig count, we're going to be running out of rigs as well, and then we're going to be getting into speed limits for rig count growth beyond that.
Another point you had made is about the oilfield services sector. You talked about sort of the role of external capital. That external capital is not really going to come into the sector anytime soon. So for a lot of our viewers out there who might be interested in where we're going, what does the oilfield services sector do to try to find money?
Despite the prosperity and that's very recent, there's still a lot of balance sheet repair that is ongoing. There's still industry consolidation that's ongoing. And the idea of the oil service industry as a closed loop system from a capital funding perspective hasn't really changed. Maybe in the years ahead it could, but the outlook for now is that conventional energy and particularly oil service is going to have to be self-funding as an enterprise. And I don't think that's subject to revision over the next couple of years.
Okay, Ian, thanks again for taking the time to give us a little insight on where we are in the markets. I'm sure that a lot of our viewers will be fascinated to see where we're going. So thanks again.
Appreciate it, Stephen.
And thank you for visiting Drilling Contractor.